where hit music lives.
Don't change that dial.
Jams.
My DJing career basically started off when I was like about maybe 5, 6 years old. My brother, Adley Dorset, aka D-Boy, he was a DJ at that point in time in the 80s. He was also friend with Dion the Butcher Knowles, and they somewhat, were up-and-coming DJs at that point in time, and so that inspired me to basically, follow in their footsteps. So anywhere between the age of 6, 7, I was like interested in becoming a DJ. DJ Fines. DJ Fines has come a long way in terms of where the name derived from. Because originally, back in the day, I was working on 104.5 FM at that point in time. I was in high school, maybe grade 8, grade 9. And I used to do this, the Earthquake Mix Show with B-Man on the air there. And it became a point in time whereas I was asked a question, oh, you need a DJ name. So I was like, oh, that's pressure. What am I going to do? I don't know what to say. So I went to school that particular time, and the females at the school, I was asking, some of my female friends, I was like, so what you all think I should call myself? And it's like, oh, you look so cute. You should call yourself Fine. Right? So it was like, DJ Fine. I say, that sounds sort of arrogant and full of yourself. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, fine. So that's where it started from. And through, I guess, basically it was originally initiated from, I guess, my looks at that point in time, baby face and all that type of stuff. And then after my accomplishments, I guess, after really becoming so good at what I do, entering numerous competitions and different things around the Caribbean, I made my name an acronym. So now at this current point, from ever since maybe 2001, my name has always had a meaning. Because it was like F-I-N-E-S, meaning for never, ever second. So the meaning of Fines is now for never, ever second. So it's now DJ Fines. What's your name? My real name would be Calvin Lamont Dorset. Lamont, get that. My very first event, and it's still currently right now to this day, would have been the Red Cross Fair in 1993. Ever since 1993, I have currently being the DJ from since then till now at the Red Cross Fair. That was my first ever event out there to the public. Oh, the experience is great because, back then I was so young and it was like I was working on the lead. Like I told you, my brother and Dion the Butcher, it was like nobody really recognized me then. But for me to, come from that point, work so hard, develop my skills, and then brand into more or less somebody of my own class as a DJ, the experience was really, really well, especially to this point now that I've accomplished so much. Yeah. My Grain Synergy experience, the first one was initiated, I think, in 2005 that I was ever a part of. It was basically sort of a diverse competition because it wasn't like nothing I was used to. Basically, I'm used to going into battles where it's just consistently based on skills and who could rock the crowd the best. And this was the first competition that I entered, whereas it was so many different categories to, to win in. So it was like, this was the first major thing I've ever been to. And then to represent your country versus yourself as an individual, it was sort of a lot of pressure on me there. But one thing with me, my ability to get better was always to learn from the people who I thought were better than me. And so when I went in it at like 2004, everybody locally, because it was the Bahamas' first time ever entering the competition. So nobody really knew exactly what to expect from the competition. So I went in it with an open mind, basically to gain knowledge of the competition. And that was in 2005 in St. Lucia. Hence, going to the competition, out of 22 DJs, I maybe made a place like 10th or something, but the experience was like eye-opening because you get to see different DJs, different style, and actually what it takes to win the competition overall. Like I said, there are categories. And so it ain't who could mic the best. It ain't who could mix the best. It ain't who could, play whatever music selection. It's who could do all of that the best. And that's where I think I got it overall. So I got to say big shout to people like Paulie and Webby D and what's the other guy name? Because these was crazy actually, by the way. Cut Creator Outcast. These were like basically the people them who were like instrumental in terms of showing me what it would take to become, I guess, the two-time Green Synergy champion.
So the first time you did win is the new show.
No, the first time, that's when I got my 10th place
Okay.
out of the 22 DJs. And then the following year, that's when they came to the Bahamas in my hometown. And that would have been the first time that anybody, A, ever won in their hometown, B, anybody ever won twice consecutively, and I guess C, anybody ever win $10,000 back to back. Well, prior to that, I have been in a lot of competitions that actually made me eligible to be the I guess the representative for representative for the Bahamas. As back in the day, they had this DJ competition like in the early '90s with like what they call ball head productions or big head productions, something of that sort. It was like a bikini contest, slap rap contest slash DJ contest. And I was probably one of the first young DJs at that point in time, about 13, 14, to ever enter the competition. At that point in time, Reality was one of the judges, and a few other DJs who I guess people would come to know afterwards, Broke as Hell, a few other fellas, and that's basically where I made my name. Because it was like nobody ever saw a little kid come on stage and perform like that and to rock the crowd like that, and so it was stuff like that. Then Butler had a few DJ competitions that used to go down in the zoo, whereas a DJ by the name of DJ Flavor, who was well known at that point in time, he was like the boss of everything to do with entertaining and DJing at the same time. But he was also a very good family friend of mine and definitely another instrumental person in terms of my career. So those would have been the ones that would have initiated the Green Synergy thing. But I would say Green Synergy has opened a lot of doors for me actually performing around the world internationally. Places like Curacao, Mexico, Canada. I've been there on other occasions and nothing to do with, performing in terms of like DJ and all. So it's sort of open avenues like that for me.
Okay, so do you see yourself ever entering any other competitions such as Green Synergy?
Well, at this point in time, no. I don't ever see myself. Okay, this is what I call it. I don't drive in reverse. Reverse is one gear back to wherever it is that you came from. You know what I mean? I try to move forward as fast as I can by switching gears. Anything that I've done in the past, I have no reason to be doing right now currently. I feel like you do that, you move on. And so no, basically I don't see myself doing that anymore. It's somewhat more of a business than it was then a hobby. Not to sound cocky or anything, but it's going to take a lot to really impress me, and there's only a few DJs out there that really doing it the way that I would look at it. I would call one top of my list, Tico T. The dude is a sick individual. I've known him from I was like 16 years old. We were always like hand in hand and working along with each other throughout both of our careers. So we work along with each other, developing each other's talent and skills. So I know him for quite some time. So to see where he has made it, I am very, very proud of him, and I definitely do rate him right now. Kiddo would be another fellow, because that little dude, I met him when he was in high school, and I was judging a DJ competition. And it was like, I never heard of him before in my life, and I was like, who's this young cat? And the minute he came on stage, I mean, the impression that he left in that building without a name, I was really, really proud of him from then till now. And another, I would have to say, currently right now, the young DJ right now, they're doing it, I must say DJ Blaze. He is really doing his thing right now. He's, established himself from, I guess, a piano musicianist to a DJ to now a very good, hot and up-and-coming DJ. So they would probably be my first top 3 picks right now. I wouldn't necessarily say music itself changed, but I would say the DJs that play the music changed the game itself. Because back in the day when we were playing, every DJ had to be as versatile as possible to basically make an impact. So there was no such thing as a hip-hop DJ, no such thing as a soca DJ, no such thing as a reggae DJ. And it's like right now, everything is like segregated to what type of DJ you want to be, which that's limitations, I feel, you understand? And I feel like that's what reason why I only could select maybe 3 DJs out of all the DJs who are out there right now doing their thing, because there ain't that much versatile DJs. They are talented DJs at what they do, but they are not talented, versatile DJs. And so I'll say the DJs themselves changed the game and not necessarily the music. Oh, well, right now it's all about the youngsters. It ain't about the senior people right now. Like currently right now, because I've had so much time in the business, and because I'm still young in the business, like I'm sort of like borderline old and new. You know what I mean? But in the next 4 years, it's going to be strictly the young kids. All the young up and coming DJs is going to be about them. And so I feel like we should more or less enforce the music knowledge into these fellas because they're going to be the ones responsible for everybody partying in the next 4 years. Everybody.
So what advice would you give them, these young and upcoming DJs?
Well, basically, the advice that I try to give my kid is like, in order to learn, you have to be open minded. Making comparisons between someone who has established themselves already to you as an individual who has not been established is not one of the ways to go about handling it. I say if your ego was as good as your talent, then you would have been better off. That's normally what I tell people. So I'll say work on your craft, try to be humble, try to be open-minded, respect the others who have paved the way basically for you, someone like me, because a lot of people try to compare themselves to me and he ain't really accomplished nothing yet. The reason why I am the way I am is because I was humble and I listened to people and I watched and I learned. So I took advice, and that's what I would say to any one of them. If you really want to become successful and better at what you might be good, but you want to become better, these are the things that you need to follow. I've been in 100 jobs now for 14 years, ever since I graduated from school. I've been employed here now. Well, my schedule, it fluctuates a lot because, you know what I mean, there's so many different things that I've been doing around here to what it is that I do now. So I'd probably be the only DJ that has played on every single mix show in this building. I would be that person, the first and only person to play on every single mix show on this radio station. And currently right now I'm in the Wake Up and Go morning show with Les Boogie and Special K. That's between 6 and 10, Mondays to Fridays, weekdays. I'm on Thursday nights on the Thunderstorm with Joe Cools every Thursday night, 9 to 1 a.m. And normally I would do the Bomb with Excitement on 3 to 5 on Saturday with Joe Cools as well. So those would be my hours, I guess. The transition was the most difficult one because when you come from an environment where you like Christian oriented and you young and it's like you never had a hands-on in terms of what was about to come. You basically had to prepare for it as you go through it. It was a serious experience because, like I said, this was the first working environment I've ever been in my life, abruptly out of school. So this would have been my first real job. And I had to grow a lot in this establishment coming from 16, 17 years old. And then, you know, all the ladies, all the money, all the party and all of these things. And it was like, it was fun. It was cute. But then now you have to develop. You have to change with the time. You know what I mean? So I'm glad that I actually had the ability to, I say, grow, mature, and actually be the man that I am right now to work into this, this entity. The only places that I have not played, maybe in our 242 land, would be Crooked Island, Acklands, Ragged Island.
So what is the difference between the island experience and Assault?
Well, first thing is it's like going to Florida. You know what I mean? Florida would be the state, and then Miami would be known for this, and then Orlando would be known for that, and then Tampa would be known for this. So it's basically like that. It's like, yes, we are the islands of the Bahamas, but each island has a different brand, a different, you know what I mean, like a way of life, more or less. Because us being the city, we are more Americanized, so playing in like Abaco would be totally different from providing music over here because they're somewhat like of an island, so they would appreciate more of their, you know, rake and scrape Bahamian style, Exuma, Long Island, stuff like that. And then it'd be places like us, Nassau, Freeport, and maybe like Bimini was so modernized because of the proximity to the U.S., whereas we would probably be the only islands different from any other island in the Bahamas in terms of providing music and entertainment. Versatility is a must, seriously. You really do limit yourself if you don't even try to be versatile. And with me, the advantage that I always had in the Green Synergy was, okay, yeah, you from Jamaica, everybody plays reggae. Oh, you from Trinidad, everybody plays soca. Oh, you from the U.S. Virgin, everybody plays hip-hop. But I'm from the Bahamas, nobody else but me plays Bahamian. And that sort of give the rake and scrape sound sort of gives me an advantage because it could tap into basically any genre that you do. Like, for instance, you could be playing a dance music and you could throw a junkanoo beat behind it and it would give it a whole different experience. And so when I go and I play around the world, the normal places that I would go, I would do set like that. You know what I mean? Even when I used to DJ in Aura, I used to take the chance and drop a little Bohemian or drop a little Junkanoo set in the midst of what it was, just to watch the crowd be like, wow, what was that? You see, so that's what gave us the advantage, basically, where we are centered so much between the Caribbean, America, and I guess Europe. Oh, what's up, y'all? Y'all know who it is. It's all about yours truly, DJ Fines 242, representing. Y'all catch me right in the middle of my show, morning motto show, right? Be sure to check us out at 100jams.com so you can know what's going on with the entire family, Radio's family, all right? Boom!
100jams.com.
100 Jams.
100 Jams!
Where hit music lives.